You're staring at a failed quiz, your stomach dropping like you just missed the game-winning shot. You studied all night for this, one step closer to your dream of med school, law school, or just proving you've got what it takes. But it's slipping away, and that voice in your head says, "You're not cut out for this." I felt that too, flunking chemistry, thinking I'd let everyone down. But what if failing isn't about you? It's about how you study. I'm about to share a 3-part study code that took me from F's to A's, saved my dreams, and gave me my life back. Stay with me, because this could be the moment everything changes. Let's talk about the lie we've all bought into. Studying harder equals better grades. Spoiler, it doesn't. Meet Maya and Ethan. Maya studies 2 hours a day, sleeps like a champ, hangs with friends, and still tops her class. Ethan's grinding 6 hours, living on energy drinks and barely passing. The difference? It's not effort. It's the study code Maya's cracked and Ethan's clueless about. Your brain's not a sponge. It's a muscle that needs the right workout. Here's the formula that flipped my game. Learning, turning, information, X retention rate. Study 5 hours but retain 10%. That's 30 minutes of real learning. Study 1 hour and retain 60%. You're winning. Grab a pen. Rate your study habits from 1 to 10. We'll check back later. Back in sophomore year, I was Ethan. My dorm was a war zone. Empty Red Bull cans, notes everywhere. I'd study till 3 a.m., thinking I was killing it. Then I failed my chemistry midterm. That gut punch moment made me realize I wasn't studying smart. I was stuck in the productivity illusion, confusing hours with progress. You know you're in this trap when you spend more time picking a highlighter color than actually learning. Sound familiar? Schools don't teach us how to study. They just say, do it. But time doesn't equal results. Let me take you back to high school. My friend Jake was cramming for the SATs, thinking more hours meant higher scores. He'd lock himself in his room, skipping soccer practice, but his practice tests were stuck at 1100. That stress, it was eating him alive. He thought he wasn't test smart. Sound like you? Jake's story shows the productivity illusion hits everyone, not just college kids. Here's where it gets good. The study code has 3 parts: mindset, techniques, and execution. Maya uses all 3. Ethan and Jake use none. Over the next hour, I'm breaking it down so you can study less, score higher, and still have a life. But first, we need to expose the biggest trap that's stealing your grades. It's not what you think, and it's the first step to cracking the code. Quick challenge. Pause and think. What's one study habit you lean on? Rereading? Highlighting? Write it in the comments. We're going to see if it's part of the trap next. So you're starting to see the lie, right? Studying harder's just spinning your wheels. But there's one sneaky habit, something you're probably doing right now, that's sabotaging your grades and stealing your time. It's the first piece of the study code, and it's not what you expect. Want to crack it? Next up, we're exposing the trap that's holding you back. Don't miss it. Welcome back. You're one step closer to cracking the study code. Last time, we saw how studying harder's a lie. Now let's expose the sneaky habit that's killing your grades. The consumption trap. It's when you highlight everything until your textbook's a rainbow, or reread chapters hoping they'll stick. I used to do this, color-coding notes like an artist, but forgetting it all by exam day. Your brain's not a bucket you can just fill. It's a muscle that needs training. The consumption trap tricks you into thinking more info equals more learning. Schools feed this myth with study for 3 hours advice, but it's like running on a treadmill. You're moving, but going nowhere. Science backs this. The forgetting curve says you lose 70% of what you learn in 24 hours, unless you lock it in. Highlighting, rereading, they're like pouring water into a sieve. Think of your brain like a sandcastle. You build it with info, but the tide, aka the forgetting curve, washes 70% away in a day. Passive studying's like building with dry sand. It crumbles. We need wet sand, active techniques to make it stick. My friend Sarah was the queen of the consumption trap. She'd pull all-nighters, rereading her history textbook like it was a bestseller. Result? D's. Then she started quizzing herself with flashcards. Same effort, but her grades shot up to B's. Why? She was working her brain, not just feeding it. The consumption trap loves procrastinators. You put off studying, then cram with highlighters to feel productive. I did this with biology. Highlighted every page, felt like a boss, then blanked on the exam. Sound familiar? The first piece of the study code is ditching this trap. It's about quality, not quantity. Passive studying's out, active learning's in, but knowing the problem's only half the battle. The real magic happens when you use your brain the right way. Mind blown yet? The consumption trap's been playing you, but now you know better. Here's the deal. There's a 10-minute brain trick that can make everything you study stick like glue. It's the second piece of the study code, and it's how I went from forgetting everything to acing exams. Ready to unlock it? Stick around. Things are about to get wild. You're killing it. 2 pieces of the study code to go. Last time we ditched the consumption trap. Now let's unlock the second piece. A 10-minute brain trick called active learning. This is what turned my C's into A's, and it's about to do the same for you. Active learning's like sparring with your brain instead of letting it chill on the couch. Instead of rereading or highlighting, you test yourself, teach concepts, or solve problems. Why? It's called retrieval practice. Every time you pull info from your brain, you strengthen that memory. It's like doing reps at the gym. Rereading's just staring at the weights. When I was bombing chemistry, I'd copy equations endlessly. Zero retention. Then I switched to practice problems. Every wrong answer showed my weak spots, and my retention jumped to 70%. I also started explaining concepts to my roommate like he was a kid. Forced me to get it. Result? A's. This works for any subject. My cousin Mike was failing calculus, watching tutorials for hours. I told him to solve problems first, then check answers. He started acing quizzes. For English, my friend Priya wrote mini essays about book themes. Active learning feels hard at first. That's the point. Struggle builds memory. Active learning's universal. For math, do practice problems, not just read formulas. For history, make timelines, connect events like a story. For languages, write sentences or quiz vocab out loud. I use timelines for AP World History. Went from C's to A's. Pause for a sec, grab a notebook and write down one fact you learned this week, no peeking. Struggling? That's your brain working. Share what you wrote in the comments. Active learning's your new superpower, feel it? But even superheroes need a plan to win. The third piece of the study code is a daily system that'll cut your study time in half and make A's feel effortless. Want to see how it works? Don't go anywhere. Next, we're building your ultimate study playbook. You're on fire. 2 pieces of the study code down. Active learning's got your brain buzzing, but now we need a plan to make it effortless. This is the third piece, a daily study playbook that'll cut your time and boost your grades. Let's build it. Here's the playbook. Chunk it. Study 30-60 minutes per subject. Use the Pomodoro technique. Focus, then 5-minute breaks. Test first. Recall what you know on a blank sheet. Weak spots? Focus there. Active methods. Practice questions, flashcards, or teach your dog. Connect ideas. Link new info to what you know, like photosynthesis to a recipe. Review before bed. 10-minute recap. Your brain works while you sleep. Reflect weekly. Tweak your plan every Sunday. Here's a sample day. 4 p.m. 45-minute Pomodoro for math. Practice problems. 5 p.m. Break. 5:15. 30 minutes for history. Timeline. Evening. 10-minute review before bed. Adjust for your vibe. Maybe you're a morning studier. My friend Liam used this for physics. He did 45-minute Pomodoros, started with practice problems, made flashcards for formulas, and linked gravity to skateboarding. Went from failing to a B+ in one semester. This works for any subject: math, history, even coding. This works for coding too. My brother Sam studied Python by writing small programs daily, not just reading docs. He'd test himself with bugs, connect code to real apps, and review errors weekly. Landed an internship in 3 months. This playbook's your ticket to crushing it, but there's one last secret to make it unstoppable. It's the mindset shift that kept me consistent, stress-free, and on the dean's list all year. Want to know what it is? Next, we're hacking your brain for long-term wins. Don't miss the final piece. Almost there. You've got the playbook. Now let's make the study code stick for the long haul. This is about hacking your brain to stay consistent, stress-free, and unstoppable. First, mindset. Stop saying, "I'm bad at math." Say, "I'm learning math." Growth mindset. Science says it works. Second, spaced repetition. Review over days, not all at once. Third, sleep, 7 to 8 hours. Sleep-deprived students score 20% lower. Fourth, celebrate wins. Gotta be pizza time. Ever feel like you don't belong in class? That's imposter syndrome. I felt it in physics. Everyone seems smarter. But here's the truth. You're not faking it. You're learning. Tell yourself, "I'm growing," and keep going. It's a game changer. Apps can help. Anki's great for spaced repetition, free and easy. Notion's awesome for weekly reflections. I used Anki for bio terms, saved my butt. My classmate Tara crammed all night, barely passed. I got her to space out studying and sleep more. Next semester, Dean's List. Your brain's your ally if you treat it right. Your brain's locked and loaded, but we're not done. The final piece of the study code is a glow-up that'll make you a study legend, not just for one test, but for life. Ready to tie it all together? Stay with me for the big reveal. It's time to own your future. Here we are, the final piece. You've cracked the study code, ditched the trap, master active learning, own the playbook. Now it's time to start your study glow-up and become a legend. This isn't just about grades. It's about confidence, owning your brain, and building a future you're proud of. The code's simple. Study smarter, not harder. Use active learning, follow the playbook, and hack your mindset. I went from D's to A's, not because I got smarter, but because I got strategic. Ready for a glow-up? Join the 7-day Study Smarter Challenge. Day 1, try a Pomodoro. Day 2, make flashcards. Check the description for the full plan and share your progress with our Share Study Glow Up. Let's do this together. Your homework. Pick one tip, Pomodoro, flashcards, anything, and try it today. Grab the free study plan template in the description. Tell me in the comments how it goes. If this lit a fire, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell.